This is Kessben 93.3 FM, a new wave of excellence in radio.
Maminko, Deputy Majority Chief Whip in the person Honorable Habib Idrisu, an MP for Tolon, not Mintio, no so I drink. Nana Danko Kufado can say it will be very difficult and it is dangerous to open the borders as of now. Esan say experts are advising to that effect, but even the more dangerous one, unapproved routes now. Not to COVID says no crano, I'm a mobile mobile tuma. But others have different opinion. Mami ti ono.
Me da say. But who here some respectively, the MPP government and the Nana Akufo-Addo led administration need to be recommended, and they've been recommended worldwide. Ubia jise aban nema oye afa COVID so. Papa. If you go to our hospitals right now, people are dying. If you go to our hospitals now, people are suffering. Questions. Is it for us to be borders, for us to continue to die, or we should make sure that the right measures are put before we open it? Okay. Me, I'm not against opening of the borders, only if it is safe. Okay. The SIMBA. Even some countries like best countries in the world, even intercities are still locked down. If you go to Australia, if you are in Sydney, you can't go to Perth. If you are in Perth, you can't go to Melbourne. The same country. Even if a flight is arriving in Australia, you can't carry more than 25 people. The plane cannot take more than 25 people. It will be very they are safety first. And me say ABA said the honorable Kanu, there's an approved route in Libya. I'm not going to glorify an illegality.
He's bringing that attention.
Not the woman say one case obeji say Sagana be your border, not Togo be your border, and a Nigeria be your border through the land. What is the extent of you opening your border? Does that make sense?
Togo are closing the border.
So if Togo close their border, and Akufo-Addo presidency, okay, Ghana, be our border. So what are you trying to tell Togo? We cannot dictate to Togo as to what they should do and how they should man their borders. So what I said, and see, it has to be an ECOWAS conversation. There must be an ECOWAS conversation. Obiaji to say, okay, CCR, all West African countries, MBA your borders.
Now, is there something like that in the
pipeline? Say that conversation need to be triggered. Okay. That conversation need to be initiated by Kase, Abia, Jomorofo, Anadi Omuo, Logo, no Mokase, Obibeko Famti, Ana Obi person trade into MTMBA border Chinchina. And yes, sir. The safety must be done first. Friday na me free Abuchireba. I had to do about 5 different COVID tests, even going by. If you are leaving Ghana, you do a test. You show it before you exit. Before you exit the account, you your test. And when you are leaving again, you your test. Now through airport and some normal check you in, you pay for your COVID test. Udru Ghana so now I will test. And at least if you are a Ghanaian national and you are coming back to Ghana, you pay a minimum of $50 to Nawaba. Then you ask yourself, the petty trading that goes with it, are they ready to make this kind of payment? Are structures put in place that a bit my because Udru Kotoka International Airport from arrival, Ukoya COVID. And sign off free immigration before you come to customs. Your COVID test results is already ready. What is the system? It's a young farm mechanism. So we call a flower say who Togo. Maybe at this point or your test we do points where we your results and say negative and sign and this costs government money. And like I'm saying, that conversation having triggered. Now say see Akufo-Addo on borders. And if the president announced that I have opened the flower border, what happened? Nothing. If Togo doesn't open, doesn't make sense. Okay. So what I said, and Ghana have been hailed with the way we have managed COVID. Ghana have been acclaimed, say the way we have managed COVID. Sometimes COVID we are underestimating COVID, but if you have a relative, you have a friend that COVID have sent away, you understand. Say, I never abanye. Nema Abanye said because you Ghana. We want Ghana to move forward. I have been able to have briefing on some of the COVID situation in other countries and measures put in place. Sisia, we are trying to vaccinate the population. The first came, second came. Recently, the president visit. We are getting about another 1.2 million vaccine of the AstraZeneca. And see, if our population is able to be vaccinated to a certain number, we can be comfortable. Now, I can say, okay, this is what is going on. And you know, there is no country in West Africa, and I can be quoted on this, that has tested than Ghana. No country in West Africa that has tested in Ghana. Open who say if you are Togo now say okay, COVID rate is down. You don't make such arguments. How many people have been tested and it is down? How many people? Ghana is first to be tested. The highest number testing. Of contact rate of testing. Ghana, at least 4-5 out of 10 are tested because you see more radio stations away. If I have COVID now, all of us here, including the security man who brought me here, Ghana, you have compelled almost testing. Yeah. But other countries are not doing it this way. Until you don't say that even other countries are COVID here, but we do the testing more than any other testing and the contact tracing. Until they make canon say yes. Opening our borders will boost the economy. It will boost activities. It will make people free movement as enshrined in the constitution. What about government commitment in making sure that he keep the safety and the health of the people in the country?
What of the issue said almost fee said their livelihood is at stake into government should come to their aid with an incentive or something? So can say
and then to American say Nancy government have been able to help during the COVID period, and we have to thank the MPP government and the administration and the way government have responded and take the plight of Ghanaians in this hardship situation.
I'm talking
COVID
about
have come as a cost. I'm coming. But the people at the borderlines, they cannot say they didn't benefit anything or they were not actually. When government was giving the free electricity, did they cut Anobopu, Aflao, Ajomoro constituency out of it? No. When he was giving the free water system, did they cut them off? Free electricity when they were doing the relief for COVID relief that was coming into the economy, did they take them off? No. So they cannot actually say emphatically say every Ghanaian benefited from the free water system, from the free electricity system, and from the COVID relief fund that was going on that people have access to. So you cannot actually say no I can say ebia or ye ama we mu wanyama we no. They cannot be that selective.
They say they are indirectly locked down because omo abrabo nyina koye koboda kodi dwane sabra enti say aban no act border ni mu a it's like their livelihood is cut off. Ghana, Accra, Kumasi, any greater Kumasi ni greater Accra call lockdown. Aban no aduane ma omo aban ye bi apart from COVID relief incentive with electricity, water no, there was a special arrangement for them. Can government do something for them? Say there menim say mukodi dwa say ni sente bia men so me wo sika bia metimi dia support mo
eno na meka medical aka no na me say COVID relief fund ebano, it was not discriminated. Yes, nobody can say that will be our free Jomoro constituency that he never had access to the COVID. It is on record that they had, even though I don't have the statistics to prove it, but they were part of Ghana. They are part of Ghana. That constituency is part of Ghana, and everybody was able to have that access. Yes, Abia, you better expand the conversation. No, we can expand the conversation. Say Abia said that Okano, their livelihood has been cut off and other things. COVID have affected everybody. There is no economy. There's no person who hasn't been affected by COVID. Everybody has been affected by COVID. So if you say Abia, this category of people say omu livelihood are cut off, others have lost their jobs because of COVID. So what about that? Government should come and compensate them. Others businesses have collapsed because of COVID. So government should revive their businesses. Is that what we are saying? This is a pandemic that has come to affect the world economy. There is no country in the world that hasn't bear the consequences of COVID. That is what we need to understand as a fundamental. Say who say where there aba. And to put the right measure, say when COVID was not there, was government locking it down? Why did government lock down those places? Because as a measure to be able to make sure that the citizen is safe.
All right.
And no. But the American say sometimes allegations be that we cannot substantiate. See, I'll say Northeast Regional Chairman say, sir, Unye MPP near you cannot join police and other things. This issue about Parliament, there was a question that we should investigate the recruitment in the security agencies. From the NDC side, they filed that question. From 2013, from when MPP John Mahama came to power until now, because Omufili say ABR recruitment exercise no say politicized. Then we had to withdraw the question. And you know why they withdrew the question? Because we filed a counter question that we should investigate recruitment of security agency from 93 till date. Then they withdraw the question. From 93 until 2000, it was Jerry Rollins who was the president. How was recruitment exercise being done in this country? No, from 2000, and when you chase them with the whole thing.
But the fact that probably from 93 to 2000 was not well done, or it was done in such a manner, say it was skewed. Does that mean we are in 2020? We should follow suit?
But the only say so argument be you don't have to be selective. If the whole system, it started from somewhere. So if you want to cleanse the system, it has to be properly cleansed. Okay. And I don't know, that's my argument. And the American say you cannot say on authority said there is no NDC person that benefited from the stimulus packages. Now then you ask other countries, have they been able to do that?
Give me a minute. Give me a minute. We do a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll look at DCs as at now not appointed. The president says that if anybody says that DCs are not at post, it is not true, because he has the powers within the constitution to appoint DCs to acting capacity. Almost SC June. And then Omanhene say Emrama no kwan say obetimi atu sa na mo no. Enti obi a obeka say DC is enya adwuma no. Enya no kre. Who say NDC MP the person of Dafamia Akko Supreme Court say Supreme Court en cha sa anole sa decision na Omanhene atake no, but Omanhene say Emrama no kwan say obetimi ama Obi acting in acting capacity, he doesn't see anything wrong with that until the DC is at post. But meanwhile, why in the first appointment? Honorable Yosin on the head lucky. Let's get half. Mamiti Honorable
Medasi, as I'm way there, I think my senior colleague here, Abia Opese on journey from the truth. He is a student of decentralization, but he has failed to learn decentralization. The Mime Canon say, when MPP we had the unprecedented victory in 2016, this same letter was issued for NDC DCs to stay in office until new ones are appointed by the MPP government. Why didn't they make noise about it? MPP in last administration we appointed our DCs. No.
Sack everybody.
Listen,
when we won the 2016 election, they asked all the
I was quiet. Can you just listen about
ask them to listen?
That is the very reason why the NDC MPs took them to court.
Because they were also asked not to take such decision. If you go and look at Article 243 of the Constitution that talk about decentralization, it talk about the functions of the DC. And if you give me permission, I'll just read some part of that part, because he's making an argument that maybe a president cannot ask a DCE to act. Look, it says that in Article 243, it says that there shall be a district chief executive for every district. Okay, when you come to clause 3, B, they said to be responsible for day-to-day performance of the executive. And who is the leader of the executive?
The president.
So if you are to do the day-to-day function of the executive, and I am the leader of the executive, and I'm telling you that don't take policy. The policy decision is supposed to be who? It's the local government minister who takes the policy. And you were a deputy minister of local government before. By then, we didn't have a substantive. The time this letter was issued, there was similar letters to the ministers.
That's right.
Right. So we didn't have a substantive local government minister. And local government and decentralization is a chain that goes from the executive, which is the president. He and the local government discuss about his policy that has to go to decentralization. The local government minister then also sank it down to the district level for it to be done. And the district alone is not manned by only the DCEO. Even in meetings, it's not only the DCEO who presides. The Constitution in Article 244 have also talked about the presiding member to be elected and make function, which is in the Constitution. Who chair the meeting? We have officers of the local government ministers, that's the coordinating directors and other things, to make sure that the daily activities of the DC. But why are we even making noise about it when the president have started issuing the names of the DC? Yesterday he did one, isn't it? And I was a member of the MMDC's vetting committee. Okay. If you care to know, I was a member.
So you have the
from
list.
Regional to national.
So you have the list.
No, what I'm saying is that due diligence.
Do you have the list or
the
not?
committee doesn't have the power to appoint.
No, but you have made recommendations.
The recommendations
You have sent the list.
The recommendations have been sent to the president. So in due course, listen.
Why is the delay?
Listen, the delay is due to the fact that the president have a lot of things to do, and the process that we went through had been cumbersome because we want to make sure that we are doing the right thing. The NDC is not doing propaganda. They also did same. Well, that what MPP is doing, they also went through a process before they came out with the names of the MMDCs. Mm-hmm. So why will you want to dictate to us? You were the same people who kick against that we should elect MMDCs. If we had elected them like how I am elected, seated here for 4 years, and if you make argument that MMDCs have 4 years,
kick against it.
No,
you were in parliament.
No, I was not there.
You were not there.
Yes,
yet.
but what happened was that they didn't support it. It's on record that NDC never supported it. You didn't even want it. And it was kicked out. No, the last hour you asked it out.
Okay, what happened?
So in the beginning, we all agree because in our manifesto we have it. They have it in their manifesto. CPP have it in their manifesto.
Changed?
The changing is when they decided to elect them on political lines, and we said no.
So
Ghana
political lines. So you were of the assumption that MPP will be in power forever.
No.
But when we are
not looking at
listen, we are going to be voted by on the basis of the. No, but they only say.
So what's there?
And the American canon said decentralization is a concern to everybody. But yeah, my Manu who said the Akufo-Addo-led administration is not doing. He's doing the due diligence. He's doing the right thing. The right thing. That
who said the delay is costing.
I don't call it a delay. I don't call it a delay. It's a worry. Yes, I have been part of the process.
Is it not a worry?
No, it's a worry. And then the worry is that, as I'm saying, that worry is gone away. You have spoken to the first nominee. And there's no word that says that the president must release the names in one day. Is there any word that is written? So if you are started in a piecemeal, it doesn't matter. Or the first person bar, it's just it will follow happen. And today, woman say the government is positioned to make sure that we achieve the decentralization maximum. That where we will have to work to make our people feel that the government is working. In the mix of COVID, where we have problems, we don't have the MMDCs as alleged being in place, but they are still acting and still performing their duties, and the president still have the right to do so.
On the laptop, what do you make of it?
I think this is a single government policy initiative that the Vice President, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia launched last week. 350,000. This is to boost the educational sector. The government is very committed. Because one, the woman say, COVID have taught us a lesson.
Okay.
COVID have let us understand, say, the best way to go is technology.
Okay.
It is science and mathematics, and this time. So how do your teachers, been able to cope up with such challenges? New initiatives, but the woman said the laptop out of 100%, are buying back to 70% of it. The laptop is at a cost of 1,550 Ghana cedi.
Okay.
And 70% will be paid by government. That is about 1,085 Ghana cedi. And the rest, which is 460 something, will be paid by the teacher in an installment for 1 year. It means that every month they will just take 38 Ghana cedi. And when that year 38 Ghana for 12 months, that is for 1 year. Okay. And then they say computer. This is not the kind of laptop RLGD buy. For when John Mahama administration, they brought an RLG laptop that was as a cost of 2,550 Ghana cedi. That you will be holding the laptop 1, 2, 3 now blast it. The laptop will not charge. You own it today, tomorrow it cannot be charged. The number they wanted to buy was not the number that was delivered. Where government is concerned, and if you look at the performance of the government in the educational sector, it is very, very to the peak. We have come out with the free HSS where they said it was not possible, it has happened. We have said about the loan and guarantee loan for tertiary institutions, they said it will not happen, it has happened. Government is even rolling out in order to meet the COVID, eye-opener technology. We are coming out with what they call the 21st century schools. In other parts of the world like China, they call them the future schools, where they will be under the STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, so that teachers will be able to cope up. So government is preparing teachers to position ABA COVID, ABA a core high, and your children need to be educated. The teacher can sit in the house and be able to talk to them. Now we have what they call the team viewer. The team viewer, a student can be here, and the teacher, they all come together in one laptop to be able to have a discussion. This is what the government is positioning teachers, and this is what the government care for teachers. ABA, idea so that they can impact the knowledge into our kids.
Mama, let Nana make submission. I think I've just received 6th April 2021. It came from the office of the president, lifting of embargo on new contracts, memorandum of understanding and appointment during the transition. As you are aware, ministers have been appointed and are in place after parliamentary approval and swearing in by His Excellency. Furthermore, the Appropriation Act became effective on 31st March. As a result, the directive of the embargo placed on entering into contractual obligations of financial nature, which this office issued by the letter on 21st December, ceases forthwith. However, those requiring board approval will still require that you seek the consent of this pending the reconstitution of a new board. All minister, chief executive officers, state-owned boards and council and public agency, metropolitan, municipal and district chief executive are therefore to take note of the necessary action. What it means is that the embargo was lifted, but the government said that unless you have a board, you have to consult.
I don't think I say my senior colleague here on him the decentralization, but propaganda or distancing from the voter, because on him say you cannot take contractual agreement at the district level when you don't have a local government minister.
Thank you.